Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Kenya Lens Media, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, Edwin Sifuna, who is the Senator Nairobi and also the leader of the Linda Mwananchi movement, has resigned officially from ODM party. This is after the ODM leadership managed to get rid of him as a Secretary General amid the first case that they had launched against him flopped greatly after the court quashed the idea of the party to remove Edwin Sifuna as the SG of the party. So they started another process to remove him now using all the laid structures and also following the procedure of the Constitution of Kenya and in alignment with the Constitution of the party Orange Democratic Movement. Now, it is something that was revealed today by the Vihiga Senator Godfrey Ososi, and in as much as he didn't mention it directly, you can join the dots if you are a political analyst, and that is why I'm here for you to tell you what is happening, especially in Linda Mwananchi movement. But before that, kindly allow me to play the video here so that we understand what it means and what the Linda Mwananchi team means by today it was a collective responsibility between the leaders of Linda Mwananchi, those who are allied to Linda Mwananchi, and the Linda Mwananchi bloggers. Since morning, they've been talking about Edwin Sifuna quitting the party. You don't need rocket science to understand that now Edwin Sifuna is on his way out. So let's listen to this video first before we dive deep into our analysis today.
Sisi tumepata kijana, Mungu ametusaidia. Edwin Sifuna tumesema yeye ndiye atakuwa ndume yetu mbele. Sasa nataka advise hivi. Na mimi nikirudi Nairobi nitakaa chini na ndugu yangu Sifuna. Nimwambie kwamba ODM imeoza. ODM imefanya nini? Hakuna haja ya kwenda kutetea hiyo kiti kule kotini. Wacha iende. Ifanye nini? Wangapi wanasema Sifuna asishughulike kwenda kotini? Hebu nione kwa mkono.
Now, that is Godfrey Ososi speaking. And whatever he said today is something that we're going to talk about. And I've been telling you day in, day out that these politicians, there is a way they communicate their next step. And you only need to be so keen for you to understand what they mean. Godfrey Ososi, for the longest time, he has never talked about Edwin Sifuna quitting ODM. So the first question we ask ourselves, why did he talk about it today, saying ODM imeoza na Edwin Sifuna aachane mambo na ile kesi? That is the first question we ask ourselves. Number two, why did Godfrey Ososi speak about it, and yet now the bloggers of Linda Mwananchi, they are so bit online, calling ODM all sorts of names, and also saying that Edwin Sifuna, it is now time for him to quit that useless party. Don't you see a link between whatever Godfrey Ososi said and what the people who are allied to Linda Mwananchi are equally saying, including the bloggers? There is a reason. The reason here, it is something that was made, is a script that was made by the Linda Mwananchi leadership, including Edwin Sifuna, and those people are allied to Linda Mwananchi, so that these people, they can at least communicate earlier enough to prepare people psychologically that Edwin Sifuna now should quit the ODM party because he is now already big. Because if you realize whatever they are saying, they are putting it, the bloggers, they are putting it like Edwin Sifuna has achieved so much by causing nuisance in ODM party, and now is the right time for Sifuna to quit that useless party and form his own vehicle ahead of 2027 election. Now, it happens in politics whereby people speak something as form of a joke or an advice. But in real sense, that is the real thing that is planned on the ground. So Godfrey Ososi here is saying that once he gets to Nairobi, he will advise Edwin Sifuna that he should quit the party. Do you think he's going to advise Edwin Sifuna, or that is the decision that is already made? Because don't tell me Godfrey Ososi needs to move from Vihiga County to Nairobi to speak to Edwin Sifuna on such a pertinent issue. So this is something that is spoken about. This is something that they had discussed, and they had reached a decision that now it is time for Edwin Sifuna to quit ODM party. And that is everything that everybody who was supporting Edwin Sifuna wanted from the word go. People wanted Edwin Sifuna to just quit ODM. There are some people who felt angered and felt embarrassed when Edwin Sifuna said that he will also go to battle the Oster, or rather his Oster, for the second time again in court. And people are asking, what is it with the ODM that Edwin Sifuna cannot leave ODM and form his own party, or his own movement, and move forward? What is it with this ODM party? How real is Edwin Sifuna? Is he someone who wants to take people for just a ride? Yeah. Does Edwin Sifuna has his own ambitions? And if let's say he has the spirit of Raila Odinga, but Raila Odinga started forming his own parties even before he was such popular. So Edwin Sifuna, whatever, I know Sifuna might watch even this video, whatever is doing right now is something that he ought to have done long time ago. In as much as they say that in politics, you need to cause what we call nuisance. Yeah, there is what we call popularity from nuisance value. Now that Edwin Sifuna has caused a lot of nuisance in ODM, because whatever Edwin Sifuna is right now was caused by the leadership of ODM. If it was not for ODM to host Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna could not be so big the way he is right now. Yeah, he was a great leader. People loved Edwin Sifuna. But remember, the moment he was removed as the Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna did not waste a lot of time. And in as much as people were expecting Edwin Sifuna to speak immediately upon his removal as the Secretary General of ODM party, he did not reply. What he did, he posted a photo, a flyer of a rally of Linda Mwananchi, and posted a lot of MPs with Edwin Sifuna, yeah, in front, and said they will be hosting a mega rally in Kitengela. That post alone, it spoke volumes. In fact, alisema from ya Sunday ndo he never said anything much. People commented, people said Edwin Sifuna is great. In the comment, in fact, he had more than 42,000 comments in that single post. And that's the point when Edwin Sifuna was initiated to become a popular person, a bigger politician, away from that eloquent man we knew who was, debating so fluently in national television, someone who could point out issues eloquently. Apart from that, being Senator of Nairobi, that is the point when Edwin Sifuna's popularity and fame politically started growing rapidly till now. So it is something that people were waiting for the longest time for Edwin Sifuna to say that he is not meant to be ODM. I remember the day in Ufungamano house during the People's NDC when Edwin Sifuna said that he can never be the Secretary General of Mediocre, that he can never work for Oburu Odinga, that Oburu Odinga should look for his own SG. Bas, everyone was very happy because that is exactly what the people of Kenya wanted from Edwin Sifuna. So the longer time we took to make this decision, there are some people who were demoralized. There are some people who became demotivated. Yeah. So this is the right time for Edwin Sifuna to quit this useless party, ODM party, because right now ODM has been swallowed by William Ruto and the UDA. So in as much as whatever he want to do, he cannot achieve it with the ODM. Yeah. He might cling to Raila Amolo Odinga, because he's branding himself as Raila Odinga. And people, unfortunately or fortunately, people are buying the idea. Yeah, he was the best student of Raila Odinga, and they formed that with Babu Wino. That's why you see them in their rallies wearing branded t-shirts with the portrait of Raila Odinga. Yeah. In fact, anasema, who told you that ODM would not field a candidate come 2027? That alone has put Edwin Sifuna in the map of Kenya. Don't know what you think, but write your comment down there in the comment section. Let us talk, let us discuss. Perhaps we can form a basis of whatever we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new video.